Now, growing up as a kid, movies and video games always had an influence on me and on many other kids as well. I swear, after I got done watching that Karate Kid movie, I felt like a young ass prodigy. I'll be busting these moves for my crush and I'll still get my ass beat. Yeah, genres like action movies, horror movies, and you got them other types of movies. You know what I mean. But there was one genre that was at its peak, and it was a blessing for that fan to be in, and that is the zombie genre. See, the zombie genre was definitely at its peak during the mid-2000s and 2010s, but more so in the 2000s. The entertainment media in the 2000s was on a come up. You had Regular Show, YouTube videos, Modern Warfare 2,
In my entire life.
and also LMFAO. If you know them, then props to you, man. But the zombie genre had influenced the entertainment industry, and it created hella goated movies, TV shows, video games, and some music videos. Yeah, you had the Resident Evil franchise in the 90s, but it didn't create that spark that it needed. And also, Resident Evil was the only well-known zombie franchise at the time. I mean, don't get me wrong, the games are hella iconic, and I still need to play the recent one, but the movies honestly weren't really that good. Yeah, you had the first 3 movies, which were enjoyable, and they were really iconic, but after that, I didn't seem to enjoy them. And honestly, the ending for the movies sucked ass, but it was one of those movies that they were so bad that it made them so good, and you can just make fun of and just rip apart. But in the 2000s, there were swarms of zombie movies, and zombies before then were just plain dead walking zombies that didn't do much, and were just boring. There was nothing special about them. Like a guy on a mobility scooter can cross them up one-on-one, but just pray they don't come across those World War Z zombies. He's gonna make them mobility scooter guys run on all fours. But the movie that brought these zombies was 28 Days Later, and let me tell you, this one changed that generic slow ass zombies that we all know and love into hellish aggressive zombies that would run, and it will make you prefer the first option. Surprisingly, the movie was kind of a hit, and it kind of revived the genre. And then came the Resident Evil movie 2002, and George Romero, Dawn of the Dead remake, and many more. I'll just put them up on the screen here. I really enjoyed the remake though. Usually remakes aren't really the best and are pretty ass, but that part where they escaped the mall and made that reinforced bus was really cool to me as a kid. But there was another scene that I'm not even gonna talk about, or maybe I am, I don't know. But is it just me, or when I was a kid, I don't know why, but my little dumbass wished that the zombie apocalypse would want to happen. I don't know why I wanted that, and now looking back, I probably would have been the first to die since I wasn't really fast and kinda chubby back then. I remember going to YouTube searching up zombie sightings and desperately wanting a chance, but it would really just be a crack it on bath salts on a hot Sunday night. But YouTube always had those crazy ass zombie videos, which were always staged, but I didn't mind it. I was always those kids who were just too damn gullible, and I would even believe in the most staged videos like in the end of the world type shit. But aside from that, there were some videos that stuck to me as a kid. One of them being this video called Zombie Attack in Russia. Where I remember after watching that, and just keep in mind I was in elementary, but after watching that I went out all dramatically with my dad's belt and looked at the sky, and I was like, they're here. And that had me feeling like an anime protagonist. Another classic video is that Meow Cat video. Pretty much, to sum it up, it's a musical video of gory zombie cats killing each other, and it never scared me. And it turns out people aren't even scared of it, which makes it funny because I thought the video back then was not really scary, but I kind of thought it was cute. You know, I don't know why I said that shit, but yeah. I guess it was just because of the animation, but it is kind of disturbing in some scenes, but it's not, I don't know, fuck. On to the next one. But the most important time during the zombie genre peak were the damn video games, and they honestly made my childhood as a kid more better. Most importantly, it was a Black Ops zombie mode, and every kid or teen during this time was obsessed with it. I even remember the first time playing this was at my uncle's house, and ever since then I was hooked on the game. But sadly I wasn't able to buy the game until my birthday, and I was a minor, and I would always want to go to his house to play it, and I'm pretty sure that would always bother him. But like, come on bro, it's Black Ops 1, man. At that time, that shit was at its peak. But as soon as I got the game, I would always play it, and I never got bored of it. But for some of you who didn't even play the game back then, or didn't even have the chance, the rules were pretty simple. You're in there with a group of 4 people, well, even if you have 4 people, and you gotta survive the longest, man. And shit, you had the mystery box, the ray gun, you had all these things, man. But real men experienced true fear for the first time when they entered round 5 and had to deal with them hellhounds.
Fetch me their souls!
And if you were the one to always get down, then RP for your weapons, bro. Cause if it didn't matter if you had a ray gun or a thunder gun, that shit would just go away if you didn't get revived. But the cool part about the zombies mode is that it was never only one map. They had multiple DLC maps. These DLC maps mostly range from Moon, Shangri-La, the jungles, like a fucking rocket station, Ascension, bro. That shit was all cool, man. But like, can we all agree that Black Ops 1 and 2, I'm not sure about 3, but bro, they had some of the best soundtracks. It didn't matter if you didn't like rock music or heavy metal, but as soon as 115 started playing, then you'll have the dance floor dancing and shit, and probably having a good time. You always had that piano melody that will set that mood in. And don't forget Shepherd of Fire, and that Origins trailer was absolutely iconic, man. At the time, I didn't even like rock music, it wasn't even my type. But if anything, if I was granted the wish to visit some parts of my childhood, then I would definitely want to revisit this part of my life. It's definitely a 10 out of 10. But there were other good games, and my other favorite was Dying Light. I mean really bro, it's parkouring and zombies in the same game. And yeah, Jade too, but we all know how it turned out for her and the little bro, man. But anybody a fan of this genre will either play the game or play this game and no in between. Finally, we have The Last of Us, and I'm pretty sure not much people like the second one, and we all know how it turns out.
Please stop!
But the first one will always be a masterpiece. The soundtrack and characters, the gameplay and the narrative was so good. If you haven't played this game, then what are you doing, bro? Go buy yourself a copy. And as a kid, I was never into game cutscenes, and I would always skip it. But for me, I didn't mind watching this, and I really enjoyed it and cried at the beginning and at the end.
Now, Ellie, that ain't for kids.
Whoa! How the hell would he even walk around with that thing?
Get rid of that.
Look, hold your horses. I want to see what all the fuss is about. Oh, why are these all stuck together?
But after finishing this game, I felt like a really empty feeling for some reason. And that's how I know that game was really good, man. Because I felt like there would be no other game like that. And it's really unique. But the game was such a hit, it got its own TV show. And speaking of TV shows, it had pretty good adaptation, but the finale felt a bit rushed. And I don't care what y'all think about that take, but I think it's pretty valid. But the zombie TV shows are sometimes a hit or miss. A huge miss is Netflix Black Summer, and that shit is ass, and it has no logic, and I'm glad I didn't watch the second season. But a huge hit is The Walking Dead, and if you were a kid growing up watching this, then I envy you, because I didn't grow up watching it, and I had no cable, man, and I was always late to catching up, and I got really spoiled, and I still haven't finished season 5, and right now I still haven't reached the quote-unquote incident, you know, that incident that made all the fucking viewers drop the show, man. But the show was a huge success. You had good side characters and its narrative was hella interesting, and you had the drama. But one thing I didn't really like much was just the zombies. I mean, they're really slow and boring as fuck. I mean, I think they do advance later on, but that's like years later, man. And also, man, the zombies don't run. The only advantage that they have is that they're always in like huge numbers, but that's about it. But The Walking Dead was always talked during middle school, and it was impossible to avoid spoilers. There was a certain character who died during the show, and that caused half or maybe even less in the fan base to drop the series and never pick it up. But regardless of that, I heard good things of the show after the incident. So if you are one of those people, then pick up the show back and give it another chance. Overall, the show is absolutely goated, but the zombie genre was always important to me. It pretty much made my childhood, and it will never be forgotten. Playing them with friends or having deep conversations with other people with any other topic of that genre allowed me to like it even more and connect it with others. I just know that other people were a fan of this genre, and if you got some stories or opinions, then write it down in the comments below, cause I want to know all about it, and I might even respond. But with all that being said, my name is Exotic Horror, and thank you for watching my YouTube video, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace out.